Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Dave Nussbaum, we are weather aware today. Dave?
That's right, Carly. You need to keep a close eye on the storms a little bit later on this evening. Right now, it's fine. It's hot. It's humid outside here, and that's unfortunately fuel for all these thunderstorms I'm expecting later on this evening, especially after sunset. They could include damaging winds, large hail, and tornadoes are possible as well, too, and even some flash flooding. So a lot to kind of unpack here. Big area of a level 3 enhanced risk here encompassing the northern third of Alabama, but it does include much of central Alabama here. The exception is Utah, Brant, Clanton, Alex City, unit level 2 risk. Regardless, we all could see those threats out there throughout the rest of the evening tonight. So with that in mind, there is a medium chance for some tornadoes, a high chance for damaging winds and large hail. And one thing to consider too is the ground is very saturated, so if we get any strong winds, even at 40 miles per hour, that's enough to knock down some of these trees and cause power outages, which is another issue we need to watch out for tonight, and a medium threat for some flooding out there as well too. Greatest threat for tornadoes in the hatched area here. That's where there could be some stronger, potentially maybe EF2 or greater tornadoes. Hamilton, Coleman area, Huntsville, Florence, maybe as far south as Jasper, Fayette area. We're keeping an eye out for that. Little lower chance of seeing a tornado, but still it is possible out there through the evening hours tonight. Very likely to see some damaging winds across the area with some of these storms as well. And just make sure you have multiple ways to get those alerts. Remember, no weather radio this time because it's down for that upgrade. Graduations this evening, already have heard some changing. They could be impacted, and definitely plan for those power outages as well. 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. from Coleman, Jasper, Fayette to Hamilton, we'll see the storms. Tuscaloosa, Brent, Birmingham, Alabaster, Gadsden area 8 to 1 and thereafter after 10 o'clock tonight. Already a tornado watch and a few tornado warnings. One near the Florence area right now. That goes till 10, but it does not include anyone here in our area. We are looking at a partly cloudy sky from the BJCC camera. It's 86 degrees, very warm, breezy out there, and a little muggy with that dew point of 67. Middle 80s for much of the everyone, but notice most of us are dry up near Hamilton. A couple of stray showers there. That's really about it. The bigger storms we have are well off to the north of us, and we'll continue watching those as they move off to the north. But I'm going to watch this line coming in from the west here as it's approaching I-55 in Mississippi, closing closer to Oxford. It eventually will come here, but it's going to take a while until it gets across our area as that front builds its way closer to us. With more on the timing of when we'll see those storms coming in, let's take a look at the latest with Futurecast with meteorologist Jacob Woods. Jacob?
Yeah, Dave, and as you saw there with the satellite and radar, a lot of those storms over in Arkansas and Mississippi already forming into that more linear shape, which would be more of a damaging wind threat than a hail or tornado threat. But like he just showed you, that maximized tornado threat right over northern Alabama. So the I-22 corridor, we're watching that area the closest for some of these isolated discrete storms that pop up ahead of the main line. So at 7 o'clock this evening, that main line still all the way up into Tupelo in northern Mississippi. But watching some of these individual storms that might be popping up in Lamar, Marion, Fayette, Winston counties. By around 8 o'clock, notice it quickly forms into a very organized line of storms. And this is when we would be really seeing more of a damaging wind risk. I've also overlaid some of these bluer streaks that you see here. That is where the model is kind of sniffing out some localized stronger wind gusts that could be in the form of just damaging winds or maybe even a brief tornado. So the tornado threat lessening as this forms into a line, but even as it approaches Birmingham around 10 o'clock, there is still going to be that quick risk for a brief tornado. This is going to really be producing some nasty winds, very heavy rain. Be prepared for power outages. We always say have at least 3 days worth of supplies. And of course, with warm weather even after these storms pass through, you want to make sure that you have ways to stay cool as well. Notice these storms by midnight starting to get into eastern Alabama, just southeast of Interstate 59. And by 1 o'clock this morning, or tomorrow morning, I should be saying, this is going to be clearing out of central Alabama. We mentioned that the weather radios are not going to alert you, so download the CBS 42 app. Make sure that you click on those 3 kind of hamburger-looking lines in the top left portion of the phone. Scroll down, find your settings in privacy, scroll down more, and then find weather. Make sure all of those National Weather Service alerts are turned on, and make sure it pings to your current location, so that way if you're on the road some this evening, it'll be tracking those storms along with where you're at as well. I mentioned we're going to still be warm after these storms with temperatures in the lower 80s, but overnight lows are going to be cooling back into the upper 50s as we go into Friday morning and Saturday morning. Some showers and storms possible Saturday and Sunday. A more likely chance for some showers and storms as we get into Memorial Day. Carly?